Back. Okay, and we're here. Hey, everybody. How you doing? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. It is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's Friday, April the 1st, the last day of the week. Options are expiring in an hour. The ones that expired today, they're gone. Let's see what happens with those guys. What a day. We're up 83 on the Dow. We're up 3 points on the S&P, 3.5. NASDAQ down 2.7. It's a nothing burger. Oil down 78 cents. Doesn't want to make up its mind. It's not going any higher. Sitting at 99.50. GameStop 158.70 right now. 158.70 on GameStop. The shares have hit 155.35 in the last 10 minutes for the low of the day already. What a move. The high of the day, 189.77. 155 for the low. Holy moly macaroni. We're talking some serious $34 moves today, but it's all on the downhill. Very interesting movement today. Again, I think a lot of people are asking themselves, rightly so, all right, GameStop, you came up with an announcement, you did an SEC filing, you're going to the shareholders for permission, for approval to increase the outstanding number of shares from a maximum of 300 million shares to 1 billion shares, maximum allowable outstanding stock, which allows the company, as they've indicated, they would like to split the shares. They want to do a stock split. The problem is everyone's got questions. Question number one, what's the stock split? What's the ratio? Are we going to get 2 shares for every share we have, or 3 or more? One would say, well, if there's 300 million out now, that's so-called allowable, there's only 76 million out, by the way, but if they could go up to 300 million and now they can go to a billion, that's a 3.3 time increase in the amount of shares, 333% more. So theoretically, would they issue 3 shares for every 1 share now, do a 3-for-1 split? You'd go from 76 million to 220, whatever it is, 218 million. Is that the deal? Or is the company thinking more like a 5-to-1 split so that the shares will start trading more around, well, at 160 a share, you divide that by 5, you're coming up with what, $32 a share? 32 times 5 is 160. If the shares are going to go to $200 by the time this is done, then the shares will be $40 after the split. But here's the thing. First, we don't know the ratio. That's the first thing we don't know. That doesn't make people feel good, because now we're all going, what's it going to be? And then the second thing is, well, when are you asking us for this? When is the actual shareholder vote? Now, I will cut the company a bit of slack. They'll tell us next week. Don't worry, we're not going to be left hanging very long. They'll tell us next week the date of the annual meeting, the date that you will get your proxy, you'll get your form that you can then vote. They'll also say eventually, I guess what they'll do is, once the vote is officially tabulated at the annual meeting, and if this passes, which it will, then it's official that the company board of directors can have a board of director meeting, and they can then consider a stock split, and they'll vote on it, and then they will work with their securities department to give us the record date, which means what day do you have to be a shareholder, up until what day of stock trading at these prices that qualifies you to roll over into whatever the split is, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1, whatever. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that the annual meeting is going to be sometime in May or something like that. And then the actual split will be in June, something like that. It could be July, because I'm kind of wondering that there might be a rule somewhere that says the company has to give shareholders a 30-day notice of a split with a 1-week record date or something like that. I'm just coming up with rules that I used to remember from way back in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. Things have changed. But anyway, sometime this summer, let's be safe to say, the stock's going to split. It makes no difference to the finances of the company. They don't make any more money. They don't lose any more money. They don't it doesn't change the way they do what it is they do. It's just that there are more shares outstanding, trading at a lower price, and it's all relative. So right now, you look at GameStop shares at 161.82 at the moment. The market cap on the stock was $12.7 billion. If they split the stock 10 for 1, the market cap is still $12.7 billion, because you multiply all the shares by what it's trading at, you'll come up with $12.7 billion. So if the stock goes up, the market cap goes up. If the stock goes down in price, the market cap will go down in price, and everywhere in between. And it doesn't matter how many shares get split out. What does matter, and what makes it interesting with market players, is if they did a 5 for 1 split, and the shares go up $1 down the road, let's say this fall, they go up $1 during the day, that's like the shares we're trading now going up $5. So if the stock has a $3 run in an hour from like 42 to 45, something like that, well, that's like a $15 jump in the stock we have now. So that's significant, actually. Kind of makes it interesting. We'll see. Now, here's another thing. I'll just give you a little bit of history here. If you were an investor back in I believe it was 1980, that is when, or was it? Yeah, it was about 1980, maybe a little later. Apple, the company Apple, went public back at that time. Might have been 84, I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, Apple went public originally at 20-something dollars a share. If you bought stock back then, for every share you would have purchased way back then, with all the stock splits that Apple has done over these 42 years, they've done like 2 for 1s and 3 for 1s and all kinds of ratios. Well, if you split the stock 2 for 1, and you now have double the number of shares outstanding, so you bought 100 shares of Apple and they do a 2 for 1, you got 200 shares. And a few years later, they do a 3 for 1 split, where your 200 shares are now 600 shares. So you started with 100, now you got 600. You haven't done anything. Then down the road, they split another 3 for 1. You go from 600 shares to 1,800 shares. Well, if the stock goes up $1 after that, you're up $1,800 every time it goes up $1. Well, if you bought stock in Apple way back when, I think the last time I checked this out, I think the last time you had 57 shares of Apple now for every share you bought then. And I might be underestimating it. It might be much higher than that. And this is how original investors can become billionaires with a successful company, because they never sell their stock, because they're employees. They are well paid and compensated to be the employees that they are. They earn stock options every year, and they build up their stock positions. The stocks split from time to time, depending on how high the shares move, depending on how well the company does. And you have founders or original shareholders or early on shareholders, like the secretary to the president, or the 25 employees that were there at the very, very beginning. They all got 100 shares each, and then they got some more stock. And so some of these founding shareholder employees, have they had after a few years, they had 2,000 shares, but then they've split like 30 times, and now they have 60,000 shares trading at $100 a piece. You see what I mean? They're $6 million each. You see what I'm saying? So you get to the point where you've got, 1 million shares, and they go up $1 today. You're $1 million richer today. Way to go. So leverage is what it's all about. So here we are, GameStop, 5 for 1 split. Possible, very possible. We get a 5 for 1 split. The stock goes up $10 in a week. That's like moving up $25 on our stock here. Alberto, thank you for this donation, buddy. I'm about to jump through the screen. What the face? Why the hey? What the hey? Are you okay? Look, I have put out a poll question today, and I was asking everybody if you wouldn't mind answering this poll question. And by the way, thank you for the 57 thumbs up so far, everybody. Appreciate that. The poll question has been answered now by 127 of you have bravely stepped up to make an answer. Now it's 129 of you. The question is simple. Bruce has to take a month off under doctor's orders, but Auntie Jen will host instead. Is this a good idea? If Jen takes over for a month and I take some time off, do you think that's a good idea? And look at that. 80% of you think it's a great idea. Only 20% of you think it's a lousy idea. Jen coming in here and handling the fort for the next month. This is fantastic. I had no idea that you guys would think that this would be such a great idea. I'm really going to wonder what to do with myself. A month off. I wonder if I could go on a trip or something. I don't know if Jen will let me out of the house. I mean, after all, it's doctor ordered. 139 votes are coming in here. 81% now say, Bruce, that'd be a great idea. If you got off the air for a month and we had Auntie Jen instead, we'd probably have a real good time around here without the likes of you around us. Look at those votes coming in. 143 now. 143, 80 to 20. You got to love the enthusiasm of this whole thing. The only problem with this whole question is it is an April Fool's joke. There's no question it's an April Fool's joke. It's not that I wouldn't mind taking a month off. It's just Jen doesn't want the job. Jen has enough fun coming in here, talk to me in the morning, and then cranking a bagel. Although she doesn't mind cranking a bagel for him because she knows that I really can't get up in the middle of the show and go make a bagel. That's really not cool. But I thought I'd have some fun with you today, and I do appreciate the passion and the concern and everything else. I think it's fantastic that But she'd be pretty good at it. Although she doesn't want to be on camera. Jen, she's having her hands on camera is almost too much as it is. What can I say? Thank you all of you for being here and hanging out. Great to see you guys. And hanging out with yours truly. I do appreciate it. It's been an interesting day today, to say the least. Crazy week on top of everything else with GameStop and all the other stuff going on. We're up 68 on the Dow. We were up over 100 points a little while ago. We're up 68 now. We're up a point on S&P. We're down 12.9 on NASDAQ. Oil down 74 cents. GameStop 162 on the nose. The low of the day 155.35. We're still down 458 at the moment on GameStop. AMC down 146, and Hycroft is off 17 cents to 212 a share. That Hycroft has traded 50 million shares today. Tuesday, it was trading 350 million shares. Today, 50 million. AMC volume right now, 57 million. We hit 200 million the other day. GameStop volume at 160.92 right now, 11.7 million. We were into the 15-20 million mark, I think, the other day. Anyway, that is what's going on at the moment. Now, Rocket Lab is 782, down 23 cents. And our friends over at SoFi, 929, down 16 cents. We got Matterport holding a slight gain. We're up 6 cents, so we're making 5 now, 817. ME is up 11, 23andMe up 11 cents to 394, trying to come back to the 4 level. It reached today 413, but it just can't seem to break away far enough over 4 to stay above 4 at this point. Not quite yet. 1.4 million on 23andMe traded. Aspire today got up to 210. It keeps threatening to break away from the $2 level, but it's been brought back. It's at 203 right now. Aspire down 7 cents. ATIP just took a shot in the last 5 minutes to reach its just about its high today, just under 196 a share, 195.8. Just about 8 cents higher on 519,000 shares. ATIP looking for a breakout there again. Smart Rent 516 up 11. It's finally up a little bit. This morning it got down to 494. It's now, like I said, 516 on Smart Rent. Sextera 1228 up 6 cents. Pfizer 51.42 down 35 cents today. It's been down all day today. Robinhood down 19 cents to 13.32. Vanek Vectors 264 down 573. Home Depot is up 293 to 302. IBM down 45 cents. Microsoft down 88 cents. Apple down $1.36. Goldman down 45 cents. Cisco down 24. Facebook up $1.62. Amazon is up $7. Tesla's up 70 cents. And Google, Alphabet Inc. is up $10. Bed Bath Beyond down 7 cents. BlackBerry down 82 cents today to 664. That's a big percentage hit. Royal Caribbean 83.28 down 49 cents. Target down 121. JP Morgan down 120. Costco down 63 cents. Walmart up 222. Good day. Nvidia down 787. American Airlines down 3 cents to 18.22. Netflix down $1.84, now 2.84. Just went into the red here. And we've got Moderna up $4 at 21 cents, now at 176. Moderna, long way to come back here. We're up 80 on the Dow, hanging on to an 80-point gain. Make it 91 now. The Dow up 91, with GameStop sitting at 161.70, down 488 on the day for GameStop. An eventful 24 hours for GameStop. Absolutely amazing, and a lot of speculation going on as to what's going to happen. What's the deal? What's going to happen? I don't know. Yeah, lots of fun here. We'll see what's going on. I'll be here Monday. Don't worry, I'll be here Monday. Oh my gosh. Yeah, what's going to happen with GameStop with this news? Will they take the opportunity now to consider doing another fundraiser? Have they got their sights on a company, maybe another public company or private company, and they're thinking, would be a $5 billion takeover if we took over company, whatever, $5 billion. Now, if we had $2 billion, $3 billion in cash and the rest in stock, maybe we could work a deal here. But they better have the cash. I don't know. I'm not saying they do have a deal. I'm saying they don't. But a company with a lot of money on hand is a company with a lot of power. And a company with a lot of power like that can attract more partners. Now, is GameStop really interested in expanding like that? Or is GameStop really more interested in creating this NFT universe, developing this NFT, auction type clearing business and taking a slice of the action? Is that really where they want to be with the crypto mixed into the mix and all of that? Maybe they don't want any part of anyone else's business. On the other hand, maybe, just maybe, they have their sights set on someone in the NFT world that they wouldn't mind acquiring. Now, it's not like GameStop needs the media exposure. They don't need business media to know about them. They're well known by everybody. I mean, kind of notorious, isn't it? I mean, they are the meme stock of meme stock. But if they were to acquire an entity out there that was flowing some serious dollars and they absorbed that into their business, the attitude on Wall Street might be altered quite dramatically about away from this, it's just another blockbuster and they're gonna die. They can't make it. Over to, well, they used to be heading the blockbuster direction. Then they went into a transition, and now look at these guys coming out the other side. They have really turned direction on this thing. And now maybe this will be considered more of a high-flying, high-tech stock or gaming stock or some kind of marketing machine. I don't know. It all depends on if there's anything out there, if there's something cooking. I don't know. They're making the right moves. I have to agree. I agree with that. Corporately, the right moves are being made by company management, and this is Mr. Cohen and his team in the board office. I mean, this isn't your old GameStop anymore, kids. If you think that this is the old GameStop from 2 years ago, I have news for you. There's nobody left from 2 years ago running that place. A lot of keys have been turned in by former employees who aren't there anymore. I'm talking senior people. The board of directors are all changed out. Now we've got senior management all being changed out. They've probably got teams of people who've been brought in that knew nothing of what it was like 5 years ago at GameStop. I mean, there's nobody left. I would imagine that a bunch of store managers, if they're still around, are going, man, if things ever changed. Oh, God, things are really different for us. Well, we'll see. I like the moves they've made. I like the moves, the direction they want to move. I like the idea of it all. And here we are with another little it's a hint. We're being given another hint here. We're going to authorize it to 1 billion shares. We're going to change our incentive program. We're talking about doing a stock split. There's some positive news for shareholders. This is good. This is you want to know this. The question is, what are the details and what is the end game? No one is giving us there's no treasure map for us to follow. We're on our own here. We don't even know where the X is. X usually marks the spot. We don't even know where that is. So see what happens here. 160.24 right now is the price of the stock. 160.24. The low of the day, 155.35. We have 40 minutes to go in the day. And I'll tell you, it's been one heck of a ride the last little while. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Those of you who are sitting on options, you've written options on this stock. Some of you now who've written 140s, 145s, 150s, 155s, you're back in the area code. This stock is coming to you from 189 this morning to 160 right now on the nose, $160 a share. This stock has come all the way back to this level now, 159.89, down to 155 already today. Will it go even lower? It could. And could we be in the 135.45 range sometime next week? That is possible. All of a sudden, any of you out there who've written options in the 120 and up level that expire next Friday or the Friday after that, and one after that, you guys are in the area code again where last night you were wondering, oh my God, this stuff's at 195 a share in the aftermarket. What the heck am I going to do? Things have changed dramatically. And I have been expecting all along a correction in the stock, some kind of a reconsolidation, because you cannot go from 76 to 199 or whatever the price was at the high end without a bit of a test and a rebuilding of a foundation for this trading run. Been an incredible run. Remember, this stock is still more than double. It was $76. Double is 152. It's at 159. We're still double from 2 weeks ago. This level here isn't cheap. 159. This is still not a cheap price for this stock compared to where we've been in the recent past. So we got some more stuff going on. Again, I know a number of you have been able to do rollovers. Some of you were assigned on your shares. You were assigned in the 90s, the 100s, the 110s. And some of you have not been assigned. Some of you are probably still holding short positions on options, waiting to be assigned tonight because you're not going to do rollovers. It's going to be interesting to see how the shares perform Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The news is out. The drama is over. There's nothing to buy into now. Mr. Cohen can't just go out and buy 100,000 shares Monday morning and run the market. That in the middle of this deal now, he can't do that. That's insider trading. So he's got to stay pat with what he's got now. He's got to lay low and wait this out. But he gave us an indication that he felt at 94 the stock was undervalued, and he took 100,000 off the street. It's gone tucked away. Another 100,000 shares that won't be coming back for day trading right now. Very good. But we are where we are at 160. But we are vulnerable. We can still back off to 120, 125. That would not blow my mind if that were to happen. It happens in one day. Yeah, that'll blow my mind. But over a full week of correcting, that would not be unreasonable. The question is, what will be the new base for the stock going forward? And those of you who have written 200 contracts, $200 contracts, 190s, 180s, 175s, 210s, 220s. You're in pretty good shape. Shares are coming your way. Those of you who've written 160s, you're at the money right now. But I think you're going to be out of the money very soon because I just think the downward pressure is still going to be there. I noticed also that AMC at 22.93, down 171. Not a good day today. And then also on Highcroft, now $2.13 towards the low of the range. So those two shares are not being helped. We're not being helped much by AMC overall or GameStop overall, and or vice versa. And so here we are. Matterport has gone green or holding green up 4. We got ME at 392.5. Aspire down 8 cents. ATIP up 7 at 195. Smart Rent 514 up 8. Sextera up 4 at 1226. We got Pfizer at 51.38, down 39 cents today on Pfizer. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Rocket Lab is getting enough of a run here. It had a bit of a push, but it sort of petered out 10 minutes ago. It's down 21 cents to 784. SoFi is down 18 to 928. Frustrating. We did see $10 this week on SoFi for the first time in a while, even running into that 50 range. Nice to see it. Would like to see that again, please. Bring it on. Let's go. Get with it. And let's go higher, please. The markets are mixed. The Dow's up 40, S&P down 3, NASDAQ down 39. Now, over the weekend, we'll be keeping an eye open over here on the Ukraine thing, see what's going on there. What is the momentum like regarding movement of troops and territory and who's winning, who's losing? On Monday and next week, we will be focusing in on the Federal Reserve again regarding the next interest rate situation. We will be watching for inflation data. We got unemployment data. Very, very good. Jobs everywhere for many, many people. If you want jobs, there are jobs. This is a good sign for a non-recessionary situation. Right on. Happy about that. Noted today, I saw a report, I saw a story, I think it's in the New York Times and in the Wall Street Journal, talking about how the political group, the European Union, the 27 countries that make up the EU, the head of the EU, those folks were talking to top officials in China via a teleconference type video Skype thing. And very interesting how the European Union people, they wanted to talk to China about Ukraine. They wanted to talk to China about how they are backing up and supporting Putin and the troops in Ukraine with regards to the nonsense that's going on in there, including war crimes. And China didn't want to talk about it. They just didn't want to go there. They wanted to talk about a new relationship with the European Union that they felt should be discussed. That has nothing to do with the United States of America. They wanted to have a distinct and unique relationship with the EU, with the USA not invited to the party. The folks at the EU basically told China they're not interested in any kind of a special relationship where you guys are supporting this guy, Putin, over here to do this to the Ukrainians. We don't think that's what we want to be talking about, because if you guys are on the side of Putin and the destruction of apartment buildings and churches and hospitals and schools and shopping malls as a legitimate military operation, if you guys support Putin and that kind of an agenda, why would we want to have any kind of a relationship with guys like you? I mean, what if Putin decides to attack Poland, in China, you're gonna say that's okay with us? Go ahead and attack Poland. You're gonna help Russia with arms and weaponry to help them defeat the next country, and then the next one. Why would the EU have any want and desire to have any kind of a unique, special relationship with China if you guys are going to support this moron over here? I mean, what, are we stupid? I don't think we're dumb. You're insulting our intelligence. In any event, China is in a pickle. They really are. They have a communist cousin over there that they kind of support in a philosophically, and a is that what's what I'm looking on? Philosophical way. That's the word. We're kind of on the same page on the communist sides of things, but you're not condemning the actions of these guys in Ukraine for the entire world to note. Interesting. Yeah, and it's something that those of us on the sidelines maybe should be keeping score. Maybe we should keep score on stuff like that. You kind of wonder how eager Russia will be backing up China in their desire to assert their aspirations with respect to territory and other lands, including places like maybe Taiwan, maybe. Interesting, isn't it? Yes, it is interesting how that works. Anyway, they just want to do business. Let's just do business. Let's not talk about the other stuff. I think we got to talk about the other stuff. I think we might have to talk about it. It's kind of my thinking. Anyway, of course, the Chinese have their own unique problems, and they've got a few in-house issues that they're trying to clean up right now with regard to real estate entities that they have that are in some real trouble, and this could spread even worse. Of course, if the Chinese are seen to be supporting the Russians more than just morally, it could pose a problem with possible trade sanctions from European countries towards China. Now, China is a big, powerful economy, no question about it. This is the world's second largest economy as a single nation behind the United States. True. But the EU as a group, uh, that's 400 plus million people. That is a seriously strong economy there. And it outdoes China on its own. And so, if the EU as a group were to decide that we're going to have to impose tariffs on certain Chinese goods or just turn away certain Chinese products from our borders, that's a problem because China can't just replace those customers with some other customers. For example, Africa can't possibly buy 5% of what Europe could buy from China per year. I mean, there's just no way. So there's issues that one has to watch for. So I know China is paying very close attention to everything. They're not ignoring the reality. They're just trying to walk a tightrope here, and they've really been hoping to be kind of under the radar. Like, don't pay attention to us at all. Just pay attention to Vladimir and all of his nonsense and leave us out of it. But sometimes it comes to the fore. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens going forward with that. It's one of the things that I'm hopefully getting you to pay more attention to, outside influences and outside developments that could affect our markets. We'll see what happens. Right on, guys. Thank you all for being here. We are down to 28 minutes to go until the day is done. And, well, we're going to see what gives. I don't know if any of you have been buying back any calls this afternoon for some really nice gains. Hopefully you've been able to cash in some of your written calls that you took out on GameStop this week. The lower it goes, I'm sure the more calls are coming together. You got to love that. Welcome one and all to the program here, and nice to have you here. Good to see you. We have what else going on next week? We'll be just watching, the U.S. Congress. Can they pass some more legislation? One of the pieces of legislation that people are wondering about, I think the U.S. House has now passed the bill, or a bill, legalizing, legalizing cannabis. The Senate, that's a problem over there. But if the White House and the Congress are on board, now the pressure's on the Senate. It'll be interesting to see how the senators try not to pass this bill. This should be fun. Talk about being out of touch with the majority of the country. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Can you explain the difference between a stock split and a stock split as a special dividend? I'm going to assume that a stock split is what's happening at Amazon and Google, where the public companies have announced that they're going to issue 20 shares for every share you have. So if you're a shareholder of the company, you now have 20 times as many shares. And so, for example, at Robinhood, there might be inside of Robinhood's books, let's say there's 1 million shares of Google in their accounts with all the customers that Robinhood has. Google will let Robinhood know on the day of record that as of today or as of tomorrow morning, you will now have 20 million shares of Google on your books. And the value of the stock will be 1/20th of what it closes at tonight. Robinhood internally will then notify all of its clients, even someone that has, say, 1/10 of a share of Google. they will be notified that they have 20 times as much Google now that they had yesterday. So you had 1/10 of a share, now you have 2 shares. You have 2 shares of Google now. And so on and so on and so on, whatever fraction anybody has, or 2.5 shares, you now have 50. 4.5, you now have 90, and on and on. That's a split, as best as I can explain it. A dividend, a special dividend, is where it seems that all shareholders will receive a dividend of so many shares as an out-and-out payable by the company. But at the end of the day, the company has to issue that stock from its treasury. You can't have a company give you 5 shares, let's say, for every share you've got. They can't just do that without increasing the shares issued by the treasury of the company for that dividend. So if every shareholder is going to end up with 5 times as many shares as they have today by the summertime, we're going to go from 76 million shares today to 380 million shares then. Well, we can't have 380 million shares issued right now by the company, because if the company can only issue 300 million shares, that doesn't work. So they have to increase the allocation to 1 billion. Shareholder vote will approve that. And then the board of directors can declare a dividend. Now, as far as you, the shareholder, you are now going to have to, how does this work? You're going to have to declare to the IRS that you now have 5 times as many shares, but in reality, you're no richer than you were yesterday, because you had stock worth, let's say, $160 a share yesterday. Tomorrow, you have 5 times as many shares, but they're not worth $160. They're worth $32. And so that's a flat. That's a wash. So it's a wash trade. I'm assuming that's how this is going to go. I'm not 1,000% sure, Swinton, on how this works. But when it comes to, there's the speculation out there about the shorters. What happens to those who are short the stock? They can't have a negative dividend. I mean, how does this work? And my guess is that the brokerage firm that they're with, where they've taken on a short position, will inform them that as of tomorrow, they'll probably tell them a week in advance, but they'll give them advance warning, and they'll say, okay, you're short 1,000 shares of stock in your account. Next week, Tuesday, you're going to be short 5,000 shares of stock in your account. So if you want to cover your short position, you're going to have to buy back 5,000 shares. The good news is the shares aren't going to be trading at $160 a share next Tuesday. They're going to be trading at about $32 a share, give or take, depending on what they're doing. And so the dollar amount of risk you have is identical to what you have now. You're short 1,000 today. You're short 5,000 shares tomorrow at 1/5 the price per stock. So dollars are dollars. Now, I don't know what the tax implications. This one, it's not my forte. I'm being in Canada. I can't help you there. So I'm not sure where that comes out of. We'll see what's going on. Let's go. Yeah, here we go. The credit saver says that stock as a dividend split means just that. The dividend is a stock split. Loom up Berkshire Hathaway. Look it up, Berkshire Hathaway. Same wording. Stock just goes to $200,000 a share. All righty, there you go. And let's see here. With a split coming, I think that means I should use my incoming tax return to buy more GameStop, don't you think? Well, I mean, you can do that, and you'll have 2 times as many, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, whatever the split's going to be. You're going to have more shares, but they won't be more expensive. They'll be where they are, when the split happens. Question is, once the split is done, if it's done at $160 a share, that's $32. Will the shares go from 32 to 42 in the first month? Could that happen? And if it was a 5-for-1 split, that would mean that they'd go to $210 a share. Or could it go from 32 a share to 52 a share in the first 3 months? If it gets to $52 a share, that's like $260 now. Pretty good. Got to hope for that. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Time will tell. We'll get all the news when we get all the news. When we know, we'll know. At the moment, we're guessing on a lot of fronts right now. We're guessing the split ratio. We're guessing the record date when this is going to happen. We're guessing the final trade date. And of course, we're all wondering what's going to happen when the stock, when this thing splits. Between now and when the shares do split, will they go up in value, or will they really only go up in value after the stock has done its split? Is that what's going to happen? So there's a lot of questions to be asked. Now, one question that I've asked, and I'm getting answers on this one. Bruce has to take a month off under doctor's orders, but Auntie Jen will host instead. Is this a good idea? This is a good hypothetical question. I mean, what if I get a stroke and I got to take a month off? Should Jen host? 80% of you are saying yes, that would be a good idea. 20% are saying no, that's not a good idea. 254 of you have voiced your opinion on that. I do appreciate that. And we have 147 thumbs ups on this show. And I do thank you. We have 20 minutes to go until we close for the week. Another week of fun. And if you're able to throw a thumbs up our way, I will say in advance, thank you very much for that right here and right now. I do appreciate anyone who can give us a thumbs up. That helps the show's momentum. Thank you. Appreciate it. And it's good. All right. What else is going on here? Oh man. Let's go. People talking about these splits and all this stuff. BW, U.S. Air Force. Nobody's talking SPACs today. It's been kind of a quiet day, hasn't it? It's been a quiet developing day on SPACs. The markets have been going nowhere fast as the entire market goes. Oil down 99 cents, S&P down 569, NASDAQ down 40, the Dow is up 21, mixed market. We just haven't got a lot going on right now. And so our friends at Rocket Lab are down 18 cents, SoFi down 16 cents, and over at Matterport, we're up 7, and ME, we're up 8.5 to 391. We got Spire down 7 cents. ATIP is up 5.5 cents to 193.5. SmartRent up 11, and Cyxtera is 12.28, up 6. Got a quiet day going on. Pfizer down 34 cents, 51.43, as we're limping in here with a 21-point gain on the Dow with 18 minutes to go. Very, very quiet. Not a lot of action, and that's where we're at, guys. That's the deal. A rabbit is here. Welcome. Howdy, Nancy. We hope you've been making good trades. Alberto says, bee's knees, thank you. That's the reason I seen a bump. Let's see what else is going on here. People talking about Berkshire Hathaway Class B stock. Cool stuff. What else is going on here? Folks talking about some other stuff. Uncle Bruce said to sell GameStop options on Tuesday. I wrote 7 calls and finally made some decent cash. Prior to that, it sucked, says Nancy. Well, Nancy, I'm happy you made some decent cash. That's great. Sometimes it takes a little longer than we like, but if at the end we're a winner, that is what it's all about, eliminating mistakes and maximizing returns. Right on. Alberto, Michael, hence the reason you don't mess with the Bagel Gang. It's all mushy until we get toasted. There you go. Duncan, thank you for the thumbs up. Number 147, thank you, sir, helping the cause. I appreciate that. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, folks, if you can. Help our channel with a little added momentum here. We do appreciate it. 162.12 on GameStop, down 446. We touched 155 today, 155.35 was the low. 189.77 was the high. The volume on GameStop, 12.3. So the volume is 12.34 million. Rocket Lab volume today, 2 million shares. SoFi volume today, 26.2, quiet day. AMC at $23.14, down 149, volume of 61 million. Highcroft at 210, down 19 cents, volume of 52.3 million, about 1/7 of what we were doing a couple of days ago. Really backing up in volume. Matterport up 7 cents on a volume of 6.2 million. 23andMe 391 up 8 cents on a volume of 1.5 million. Spire at 202, 513,000. We're down 8 cents. ATIP, we're up 6 cents on a volume of 750,000. Smart Rent at 515, up 9 on 978,000 shares. ATIP 194, up 6 cents on 750,000. And where am I? Smart Rent, what was that? 978,000. And over at Sextera, 1223, 288,000. So yeah, not a lot going on here. It's Friday, kids. It's a Friday, and some folks are already packing it in. The Dow's down 2 points, can't break away. I don't think we're going to have a terrible final 15 minutes. Might be just a kind of a washy, quiet close, but you never know with these markets. We're down 8.8 on S&P. We're down 50 on NASDAQ. Oil down $1.11 to 99.17. There it is. That is the deal here, guys. Let's see here. Comments, and comments. Let's get going here. What's being said here? Uncle Bruce, you were thinking 5-to-1 split. It could be anywhere from 2 to 14. What are advantages or disadvantages of different split scenarios? Thank you. Well, if you only do a 2-for-1, I think you got a nothing burger. I would be shocked that it would be that little. I really do. I think if you're going to do a 5-for-1 split, I think that is a wise move because you are hopefully going to go from maybe 5, 6, 7 million shares a day traded to 25 to 35 million a day traded. Good liquidity, tight bid-ask spreads on stock, 5 times the volume on contracts, cross our fingers, very, very tight spreads between bid and ask on option trades. That would be a really good thing. Now, if you were to do a 10-for-1, that would be interesting because if they actually pulled off that, which I don't think they will, because that would put them at 760 million out of a billion. That's too high, too close to the top. If they were going for a 2 billion or a 1.5 billion issuance, I could see a 10-for-1 split. I could see that. Why would you do that? Well, the reason you're doing that is that the stock would trade at a 16.20 a share on the post split. And if you had a couple of good announcements coming out on the company, developments, good news, your stock could go up $5, $6 in a couple of days, which would take you to $22 to $23 kind of thing. That's $220, $230 a share, 10-time split. So that would really, that would get things going. The other thought is if the company came out every week with some kind of additional news and their shares will slowly climb from 16 to 32, that doesn't sound like a big jump. It's a double, but it doesn't sound like a big jump. But it's like 160 to 320. That's a big deal. But at 32, it doesn't feel like 320 a share. You see what I mean? Psychologically. But they're not issuing enough paper up to $1 billion to do a 10-for-1. I can see a 5-for-1 though. That can work. Okay. Cheers, everybody. It's the weekend, says Bama Babe. Alberto, I'm trying to read all comments. Who said he's living in his mom's basement? This show is a rewatch. Tommy, I'm thumbs up number 175, by the way. I see on Yahoo News mentioned Biden says 30 countries joining U.S. release of oil reserves. Yeah, other countries are making oil available. Mr. T, hi, Uncle Bruce. My rollover was stressful. The first one. But just bought back October 21st 130s for a $1,200 profit. Thanks to you. How do I send you a PayPal donation? There should be a link down below. There should be a PayPal link down below. There might be a PayPal link somewhere around here. I thought I had one. Oh, it's right here. Please support Uncle Bruce. Right there. It is right there. You see that thing running across there? PayPal.com, PayPal. You can always do a donation down there. That's how it works. But you can definitely see it in the description down below. There should be a link there that you can copy and paste and By all means, thank you very much. Appreciate the support. No question about it. Hey, Uncle B, I'm still holding my April 14 100. Do you think I should keep holding or if I should roll over? Yes, a rollover is a good idea. You want to, if you can write a contract for May or June or July for the same price that you're buying this one back for, you might be able to move up 20 bucks a share on the strike price. You might go from a 100 to a 120. If it costs you no extra money to do that, just time, you're being paid $2,000 a contract for your time. I'd look into that. On the one hand, you can do that. Second way to do it is you buy back your 100s. I don't know how many you've written, but let's say you wrote one. You buy back your 100, and you find that you have to pay, I don't know, say $66 for it. The stock right now is 164. Say you pay 66 for this contract. I'm just making up this price. But you end up writing a contract that you can actually get about 46 for or 56 for. Can't get 66. But you can move up $40 in strike price. So you're throwing in maybe $1,000 to $2,000 of cash on top of this buyback, so that in effect you buy this thing back for $6,400 and then you receive $4,400 back when you write the next contract. But by doing that, you moved up 50 bucks a share in premium. So you gained $5,000 on the contract if you got assigned for the cost of $2,000 in cash or $1,500 in cash or whatever it was. That is an alternative, something to consider, because it's moved quite a ways. Nancy, thanks, Uncle Bruce, for the great advice. Nancy, thank you for your donation, and keep making the money. That's all I can say. I'm just so proud of so many of you guys. You're doing well, and I'm really, really pleased. Michael is saying to Mr. T, if you want to send Bruce money, why don't you send it to me? And then maybe I'll work something out with Bruce. Michael, Vale, my graphite miners are rolling, as are all my mining stock. Good stuff. Alberto, Nancy, nice work. JJ, AMC, short working. Uncle Bruce, as a 4'8" tall elf, what do you think about shorting Alaska Airlines? I'm not sure if Alaska is worthy of shorting or not. I know the money was made on airlines back 2 years ago when the whole thing, we got the big shutdown. That's when the money was made on airlines. Now it's the grind, and I'm not sure. But cruise shares, Royal Caribbean, there's money to be made in that one, I think. We got 8 minutes to go. We're at 165 on GameStop. Michael, I really thought SoFi was going to run when it hit 1050 the other day, back to writing 10s, I guess. Yeah, Michael, I mean, you made money on your 10s, and I'm happy about that. You can write 10s again, but you want to keep it short. On the other hand, you might want to write 11s or 12s and give yourself a little more cushion for a month out or whatever it might be, Timothy Jackson, thank you so much, Timothy Jackson, for the PayPal donation. It came through. You heard that? It hit. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. It's awful kind of you. Scott Brewer, they did a 2-for-1 in 2007 when the stock was at $35. That was a long time ago. Michael tried to send you a super chat with a question, but it just says buy and send with nowhere to put my question. It's kind of weird, Michael. But thank you for the, just send me the question and send me a super chat or send me a PayPal donation if you want. You can always send me a question on a PayPal donation. Sometimes you're allowed to write a question in there. Sometimes you're not. Anyway, it's all good. GameStop's trying to get green really, really hard. It's trying to go green. 164.72 down 186 with 7 minutes to go. 164.72 right now. Nicholas, there's just no volume on SoFi. It just needs a small push to take off. We're going for our lowest volume day since before the bank charter was released. Yeah, it's a quiet day today. Stomps foot. Then I'm not doing. I don't know what that means. If I can't send you a super chat, I'm not going to do anything. DQ Michael, LMK, when we are writing. Nick, hey Nick, how you doing? Uncle Bruce, I need your take too, please. I need your take on this. I had rolled over April 1st in the money GameStop 84s to January 23 130s. The call now stock is coming down and rollover is in profit, but I can not buy too close as no buying power. So how to get out? What are your ideas? Okay, so you wrote 130s at probably a very high price because the stock was higher than we are now. I'm assuming that's what it was, right? So the shares now have come back to 164. Maybe on Monday we'll be down to 145, 150, and you'll be even closer. And you're going to want to think about buying back some of these calls or all of these calls. I get you. And the trick of it now is, Nick, what do you do once you buy back the 130? Are you going to write another contract instead? Are you just going to just buy back the contract only and leave it at that, or are you going to want to write another contract in its place? The thinking there could be, you could look at maybe writing another contract, but you're going to need the stock to give you some more performance. I mean, I don't know if there's another way to go about it. I guess the other thinking too is if you can afford to buy these back and then the stock goes back up, you would write the calls again, or you'd write other calls closer in probably at a higher strike price, closer to the market. But at the moment, you don't need to do anything. You might have the urge to want to buy them back, but really, there's no need to bother because next week, this story about the split is going to fade. It's not going to be talked about as much as it is today. Everyone knows about it next week, so what's the point of getting excited? Everyone knows that it will take until at least the summer until the split's done, so nothing's going to happen in the meantime, really. And so the stock could really reach 140.45 next week, 150, putting you in a much closer position to consider a buyback. Now, how to do it? If you don't have funds available, and you want to buy, you might be in a position where, again, I'm not sure how this works. If you have already picked out your next option right, by buying back these calls, you're going to write those calls. You've got that figured out already. You might be doing one or two or three at a time instead of all of them in one shot. You might just do a few, write those few, buy back a few more, write the next batch, and so on and so forth. You might have to do that. I don't know if that helps you or answers your question, but that's an idea. That's a thought. Okay. Mr. T, got it. Oh, thanks, Mr. T. Yeah, I got it too. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it, buddy. Let's see. As soon as we write, it takes off, let's see now. There we go. Credits average DQ. I'm about to have a beer and bourbon in hand myself. Thanks to a nice casino, laughing out loud. Gonna take some Wall Street gains, do some real gambling in Reno, laugh out loud, trading as we drive there. Love it. I definitely short Alaskan Airlines. Russia wants Alaska back anyway. There you go. Dana, I think Ryan Cohen thinks he can make GameStop into something much larger than it is. He seems to have been stewing over the stock price and did something about it. He wants to be the Amazon/Google kind of guy. And maybe that's true. Of course, if he can take the company and quadruple it, make it 4 times larger than when he took over, he's done a good job. He's made more than quadruple his money, of course, by making the moves he made with the stock. But if he can take this company and turn it into a $50 billion capitalized company, up from that 10, 11, 12 billion we are now, I think that's a pretty good move. Now, Mr. Cohen is a young guy. He's only in his 30s. So, we got 20 years to watch this guy if he chooses to stick around that long. This could be a most interesting time. And maybe a lot more than 4 times higher. Okay. DQ is saying to Credit Savage, right on, my man, enjoy. Credit Savage, don't short Alaska Airlines, guys. They're my favorite airline and have an amazing credit card that gives you 1 buddy pass a year. Be nice to those guys. Let's see. And Cindy B, I understand buying a call, selling a call, buying a put, but I can't get my head around selling a put. Can't get my head about selling a cash secured put. The number one thing to remember is when you sell a call, you think the stock's going lower. When you sell a put, you think the stock's going higher. That's it. That's all there is to it. Credit Savage. I'll try my hardest. Laugh Out Loud. Kids wanted to come to Reno and see some snow, anyways. Although there's almost none left. Daddy was compelled. Michael, Cindy, it's cash secured, meaning you need the cash on hand to cover it. Michael, Cindy, and you write a put, not buy. You write a put, cash secured put. That's right. DQ stink bid in for SoFi has been placed. And when you write a cash secured put, you're putting up your collateral. You get a premium, and you're agreeing to buy a stock at a set time, but you're getting paid a premium upfront for that commitment that you're making. So if you're writing a 160 GameStop put for 3 months, and they pay you, I don't know, let's say they give you $15 right now in cash to guarantee that you're going to buy 100 shares at 160 for the next few months. By giving you $15 cash, they're actually saying, you give us that back. You're only coming up with $145. You can buy the stock for $145. But if the shares stay above 160, those $15 premiums are going to shrink down to zero, because that put will have no value. Why would someone sell you stock at 160 if it's trading at 165? They're not going to have you buy it from them at 160 at all. So you keep the premium as a gain. Credit Savage. Cindy, selling a put is when the stock goes way down and you know it's going to come back up. You use the cash as collateral, and as the stock rises, the put is worth less. So you buy it back for a profit. There you go. Is the survey a real question, or is it a hypothetical? Well, let's take a look at that question. Where are we now on that poll question? We have got 301 people stepping up to answer this poll question, which reads, Bruce has to take a month off under doctor's orders, but Auntie Jen will host instead. Is this a good idea? 78% say, yeah, let him get rid of this guy. Let her on there. We'll watch her for a month. We don't have to listen to him anymore. 21% of you don't like the idea. Happy April Fools, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for participating. 185 of you have managed to find a thumbs up for me, and I thank you by hitting that thumbs up button for us. I appreciate it. We're closed. We just had the bells go. We're done, baby. We're done. There was a late surge on the Dow Jones Industrial to close up 139 points. That's what it did today. Rocket Lab closed down 13 cents with a bit of a pop up. SoFi came back to close down only 12 cents. GameStop shut the day down at 164.98, losing $1.60. When it was all said and done, we lost $1.60 today. AMC down 135 to 23.29. Highcroft down 14 cents to 216. Matterport gained 12 cents today at 8.24. ME ended up shutting down at 3.96, up 13 cents. Spire 6.5 cents on the downside, 203.5 a share. ATIP up 6 cents a share at 1.94. Smart Rent went up 8 cents, 5.14. Sextera up a dime to 12.32. Pfizer closed down 20 cents today, 51.57. And there you are. There's some of our quotes. Michael, Cindy B, sell to open like a covered call. I meant buying a put, says Cindy. Well, if you're buying a put, you're also figuring that the stock will go lower. You're now thinking the stock will keep dropping. So there you go. See, I can't even get that right, laugh out loud. So if you buy a call, you think the stock's going up. If you buy a put, you think the stock's going down. If you sell a call, write a call, you think the market's going to stay flat or go down. If you write a put, you think the market will be flat or go higher. And that's the name of the game. Coyote Cindy B, 100 shares of stock X is $30,000. If you have 30 grand settled, you can write a put at strike Y. If it is a commitment to buy 100 shares at Y. If the price rises, the put goes down. Why sell Y when? See how easy it is. Splair, by the way, I wish you all a good weekend. Thank you, Splair. Thank you. Can you sell at Y plus Z? Scott, all of these great stock splitting in the summer is going to limit the vacation funds this year. Michael, you want to go long or short on it? Cindy, Vapor Up just got here. When is Bruce off? What's going on with this? The longer in time you tie your cash, the more premium you get. Say GameStop went to 100 again. Well, you can sell a 100 put for 2 months down, get paid 10 grand, and then you got $2,000 in premium goes up, you make money. Oh, April Fool, says Babel Rub. Cindy B, Michael, short. Cindy, if I wanted to short AMC, I would buy a put. Yes, you would. Yeah. Michael, Cindy B, then you buy buy to open and hope it goes down and sell at a profit. Thank you, not Larry. Split my pants, Titus, for the bells tonight. Thanks, pal. Scott, Cindy B, cash secured puts equals selling money. Covered calls equals selling stocks. Michael, bells. Michael, Cindy B, it's literally the opposite of buying a long call. That's right. DQ, Cindy B, if you really want to short AMC, borrow AMC shares and sell them. Splair, okay, now I get it from you. Michael, yeah, but yes, Cindy, buying puts on AMC would be a short position, betting on it to drop. Michael, up 3% on the day. 80% of my picks are lithium, graphite, and physical therapy. There you go. AZ, thank you, Uncle Bruce, for the advice. I tried to roll into a July 14 130, but my bid didn't hit. The difference is roughly 600, but I will try again on Monday. Always appreciate your advice, Uncle B. Way to go. Splair, I thought already there would be another change before the bagel meeting. Bama Babe, it was a nothing burger today. DQ, all just a reminder, calls and puts are not shorting the stock. Shorting the stock is borrowing shares, selling them, and then buying the shares back to cover your position, hopefully at a lower dollar value. Michael, is a nothing burger the same thing as a wall burger? Austin, come in after hours to thumb you. Number 192, when does SoFi go? I wish I could say. I really wish I could tell you. The moment it's about to take off, I'd really like to tell you that's going to happen. After hours, GameStop down 48 cents. DQ, Michael, not for what they charge for those wall burgers. Bama Bay, look at GameStop aftermarket down to 130. I don't think so. Splair, I am completely happy with that day. My SoFi is on leverage of 235 units at a low price. Now I need a $4 to $5 move and can start with moving cash to USA for options in my first lessons. Bama Babe, April Fools, gotcha. Love you guys. Bama Babe, gosh, Bama. Michael Bama, how can we trust you today of all days? At least one April Fool there. Bama, I'm not trustworthy on April Fools, she says. I'm not trustworthy. And there you have it, folks. Thank you all for joining me today. Notice GameStop right now, 163.89, down $1.09. Thanks for popping in this week and hanging out with yours truly. Thank you all of you who became members of this channel this week. A bunch of you joined up for the very first time. A number of you renewed your membership, as you always do. Thank you so much. The gold members up here, the Chillin' with Uncle Bruce members, and those of you who are subscribing to this channel, thank you for becoming part of this family. I appreciate that. We'll be on Monday, right back at it. Monday's a busy day. I'll do 5 shows on Monday. First show for Gold Bagel members pre-market before 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'll do one for just those guys. You can join me if you want to become this member. Then at 8:30, I'm on, like I'm always on, 1 hour before the opening of the market. Then I'll be on at 3 o'clock, 1 hour before the close. Then I'll be on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, for 2 shows on Monday. You got the time, come on by and say hi, and would love to have you pop in. And we'll see if we can make some money tomorrow. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? Thank you all in the meantime. Have a great weekend. Stay healthy. Stay safe out there. And take care of yourselves. Come on by on Monday, and let's see if we can make a couple of bucks here, because the dollars are being given away by these gamblers. We might as well take them. In the meantime, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Enjoy, and we'll catch you first thing on Monday. All right, guys? Take care for now. This is Bruce and Jen signing off from Calgary. You guys take care, and we'll see you then. Bye for now.